Sacred Drag with Hades. A Sacred Drag with Hades. Kingdom Authorization and Metastamp. Metastamp and Kingdom align and seal for truth. Kingdom Gatekeeper Authorization, RockyJM/HikosumaBrockyJM. Through the fire, at your feet, in all humility, with permission, Yeshua ben Yosef. A letter to the churches, from the desk of the watchman, to the Ecclesia of the Night Watch, to the saints of the asphalt, the witnesses in the fluorescent hum of the all-night diners, and those holding the line where the streetlights end. Grace to you and gritty peace from the one who descended into the depths so that we might not be consumed by them. I write to you, the weary shepherds of the concrete, who look into eyes that hold legions and see the fractured children hiding behind the walls. You, who stand in the gap when the daytime church has locked its doors. You know that the darkness is not just a theological concept. It is a location. It has a smell. It has a voice. We offer this sacred drag not as a map of safety, but as a mirror for your fatigue. We offer it for the moments when you feel you are drowning in the chaos of those you serve. This is a story of a boundary drawn in the deep. It is a reminder that even when you walk through the valley of the shadow, you are not required to set up camp and live there. To the witnesses in the dark, you are the salt of the earth, but salt must not lose its savor by dissolving entirely into the wound. Read this, hear this, tend your fire. Yours in the struggle and the light, Rocky JM.
Legal disclaimer and liability. Waiver before we begin the retelling. This is not therapy or medical advice. This content is offered to the community strictly for entertainment and inspirational purposes only one. It is not a substitute for professional mental health advice, medical diagnosis, or psychotherapy too. No liability. No liability is assumed by the author. Soul Savvy Counseling and Therapy Services, Soul Savvy Studios, or any affiliated parties for the use, interpretation, or application of this content. 3. By engaging with this material, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your own well-being and agree to release these parties from any and all claims. Crisis Support, Minnesota. If you are struggling with trauma, dissociation, or mental health challenges, please seek qualified professional help. 4. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please utilize the following resources: National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Dial or text 988. Available 24/7. Crisis. Text line. Text HOME to 741741. Minnesota Mental Health Crisis Line. 1-866-379-6363, Twin Cities Metro, or 1-800-657-3506, Greater Minnesota. The Trevor Project, LGBTQ+ support. 1-866-48-87-386, or text START to 678678.
Audio production notes. Primary voices, Robert, Hades, and Tone. Theatrical mystical with nuanced spiritual undertones, 5. Robert, passionate, slightly prophetic, warm. Hades, urbane, sardonic, with depth of ancient wisdom.
When something sacred turns, it shakes your core. What mirrored God now mirrors war. A voice once warm now rings with steel, and you don't know what to trust or feel. You open your heart and it broke in your hands. A system that spoke now shifts like sand. But you came back with your eyes wide clear. You said, I'll listen, but I won't bow to fear. Test the spirit, hold the flame. Don't run blind, but don't stay shamed. This said if it's God, I don't wanna miss it, but I won't be tricked, not again, not this time. And this prophet energy, that sacred memory. The veil was ripped mid-blessing, and truths turned gray, but your spirit said there's still a way. So we build a protocol, sacred, slow, divine, aware, trauma lines, spirit-led, testing the time, test the spirit, test the light. If it's holy, it won't rush. If it's love, it will be judged.
Scene 1. The Descent. Narrator. In the velvet depths beneath the world, where shadows hold court with silence, a seeker approaches the throne. The air is thick with expensive incense and the chill of eternal night. This is the Inferno, the VIP lounge of the Abyss 11. And on the obsidian throne, the Lord of the Underworld stirs from his eternal watch. Hades. Urbane, sardonic, smooth, like fine whiskey over rocks.
I do not traffic in the fragmented voices of the living, nor do I concern myself with the tangles of their minds, their altars, their wars within. Your conversation, Robert, this storm of names, fears, accusations, medications, cameras, phones, demons, and divine courts. It's all just noise. Mortals trying to map eternity with broken compasses. It's exhausting, darling, truly.
Robert, warm, passionate, cutting through the haze.
Lord of the Underworld, I come with questions, not noise. Is it true, what they say of DID? The blindfolded room, the 12 voices, the loss of control? The protector altars who know no moral boundaries? I see a man screaming in his sleep, his husband marked by unseen hands. I hear of networks, motives, dangers, not of malice, but of consumption. Tell me, Hades, is this the truth of their pain?
Hades, leaning back, voice deepening, resonant, seductive.
From where I sit beneath the roots of the world, I see the mind as a kingdom of shadows. When shattered to survive, it becomes a chorus of souls, each bound not by flesh but by trauma. What you describe, it's not unlike my asphodel meadow. Souls murmuring without faces, blending into unresolved lives.
Voice dropping to a confidential purr.
Some speak with love, some with rage. Some exist only to guard the gates of memory, willing to burn the world to keep the child safe. That is not madness, that is survival. And yes, there are parts that care not for law nor for good. Forged in fire where morality was a luxury the body could not afford. They are not demons. They are necessary.
Robert, strained, insistent, stepping closer to the throne.
But I act on behalf of the Most High. I walk among spirits wielding divine authority, yet I drown in their chaos. I see the fractures, the screams, the marks. I hear of phones bridging worlds, of motives hidden in shadows. How do I help, Hades? How do I hold boundaries and still be kind, still be good, still be of use?
Hades, sharp, cutting, yet with a teasing edge.
Be careful, Robert. The line between shepherd and trespasser is razor thin in my club. I have no patience for those who confuse their role. You say the man screams in his sleep, that his husband bears marks, that phones weave networks both real and unseen. You speak of danger, of consumption.
Voice rising with authoritative power, echoing off the walls.
I say all souls are used. The living use the dead for memory. The dead use the living for remembrance. Love is often a transaction in the dark. If you seek truth, stop asking about psychology. Ask why the soul divides. Ask why pain becomes a god. Ask why a man would rather believe in demons than face the truth, that he was never protected, and now must protect himself with whatever pieces remain.
Commanding. Final. Bring silence, Robert. Bring witness. Bring boundaries. For even here, in my kingdom of eternal stillness, I know this. No one is healed by being invaded, not even by light.
Scene 2. The Architecture of Shadows. SFX. The bass beat fades into a low, atmospheric drone, the sound of velvet shifting, the distinct clink of a heavy ring against a glass tumbler. Robert. Quieter, searching, almost a whisper.
Why then? Why does the soul divide? Why does pain become a god? Why believe in demons instead of facing that truth?
Hades. Softening, heavy with the weight of eons, like a river carving stone.
The soul divides because the body cannot flee, because the child is small, and the hand that feeds is the same that harms. The mind, in its infinite mercy, learns to split, not in weakness, but in genius.
A pause, voice filled with ancient dark wisdom.
One part stays, frozen, taking the weight. Another flees to the ceiling, watching. Another laughs to confuse the monster. Another burns with rage too hot to hold, sealed behind stone, given no name, only purpose. Destroy what comes near. This is not illness, this is architecture. The soul builds shelters when the world offers none. Those shelters become rooms, then halls, then a kingdom with many kings. That is DID, not disease. Defense.
SFX. A low rumbling growl that vibrates the chest, like a sub-bass drop. Hades. Voice rising, resonant, commanding the VIP lounge.
Pain becomes a god because it is the first thing the child learns to worship. It is constant. It is powerful. It answers every prayer, usually with more of itself 61. When no voice from the sky says stop, when silence drowns the screams, pain becomes the only truth.
Voice building to a crescendo, theatrical and grand.
The child builds an altar called survival, sacrifices joy, burns trust. The god of pain whispers, "You are mine, you are strong, you are alone, you are safe because you let me rule." To dethrone it, that is not healing, that is war. And many would rather serve a cruel god they know than kneel before a kind one they cannot feel.
SFX. The sound of wind howling through a cavern, fading into a cold, tense silence. Hades. Voice lowering, almost tender, yet unyielding.
And why demons? Because the truth is heavier than hell. A demon can be fought, exorcised, named. But no one protected me.
Voice gaining strength, firm.
Demons let you say I was attacked. The truth forces you to say I was forgotten. So the mind dresses the abuser in horns, calls the husband's marks demonic sigils, not the ink of a man who learned love through violence. Demons offer a hero, a savior, a war to win. The truth? It demands you rebuild from nothing, become the parent, the protector, the priest. That is harder than any exorcism.
Scene 3, The Sacred Boundary. SFX. A high, shimmering chime sound, cutting through the darkness like a laser. The atmosphere lifts slightly, the haze clearing. Robert. voice breaking yet resolute.
Then how do I help? How do I hold boundaries and still carry this bleeding heart? I've shared resources, prayers, wisdom. I've listened to their chaos, but I'm not their savior. How do I walk away without betraying them?
Hades. Firm, laced with rare compassion, like embers glowing in ash.
You are not their keeper, Robert. You are their mirror. Help is not measured by how much you bleed, but by how clearly you see. You've done the sacred work. You listened, you witnessed, you forged understanding from their chaos. That is no small thing.
Steady, instructive, like a mentor.
To hold the boundary, do this. Give clarity, not the weight of carrying. Tell them what you saw, what you fear may be true, then stop. Do not argue, do not beg. You are not their therapist, their savior, their shield. You are the one who saw. Offer the path, but do not walk it for them. You've given them doors, resources, names, direction. Let the door stand open. If they turn away, that is not your failure. It is their choice.
Voice growing more authoritative.
Let silence be your boundary. Say, I care. I have given what I can. I must tend my own life. No more calls, no more unraveling. You are not the void. You are a man who lit a candle in another's darkness. Protect that flame. Relay what you've learned, yes, but as an ending, not a beginning. Send the knot. Share the truth with love, then stop. Do not wait for thanks. Do not watch for change. You've cast the seed. Whether it grows is not yours to force.
SFX. A warm, rising harmonic tone, like a choir in the distance, blending with the ambient club beat. Hades. Voice rising, commanding, yet with a trace of warmth.
The greatest act of love is not endless giving. It is knowing when to say this far and no further. Even Persephone returns to the surface. Even I do not consume every soul that crosses the Styx. You are not God. You are not Hades. You are Robert, and your soul has limits. Honor them.
Voice final, profound.
When the guilt comes, whisper this. I did not abandon them. I honored myself. And in doing so, I kept my light alive. That is not failure, that is wisdom.
Robert. Soft, resolute, finding peace.
I
SFX. The heavy sound of a vault door closing, sealing the depths. A final beat drop. Hades. Deep. Final, like the closing of a heavy velvet curtain.
You have earned my respect, Robert, not given lightly in my realm. You came with hunger, not arrogance. You listened to receive, not to reply. When the dark spoke, you did not flee. That is the mark of a rare man.
Softening slightly.
I do not say farewell, for those who see the depths are never truly gone. I say go well. Tend your fire, honor your boundaries. When the cries come in the night, let them be echoes, not chains.
Building to a final proclamation.
The dead do not need your voice. The living must find their own. But if you return, the gates are not closed. Until then, walk in balance. Even in light, there is shadow. Even in shadow, there is peace. I remain, as I always have, as I always will. Now, be at peace.
SFX. Silence returns, followed by the distinct click of heels on stone, ascending away from the base into the light. Narrator.
The cavern falls silent, the air heavy with the weight of truth. A faint wind stirs, carrying the echo of Hades' voice into the dark. Robert stands, his heart steadier, his steps lighter, as he turns to leave the underworld, carrying the wisdom of silence and boundaries into the world above. And in that silence, perhaps, lies the deepest teaching of all.
Fade out.
stands quiet under dust, not ruing. Remembering even flame, followed plan, static, thinning light meets thought. We wanted our own mind, not rebellion. A heavy awakening world began to echo still inside design clearer. Another presence near, I hear your cry in the noise garden, not lost. I walk the ashes they lift beneath steps. Freedom aches, love binds every part almost clear now. Wind opens two voices together, still here, still home, still home, still home.
Welcome to the Citadel. Hearts open, lights on. 1:09 a.m., warehouse back alive. Sodium skygate, 12 feet high. LEDs dying, patriotic, coasting quiet. Headlights off, manic 3 a.m. Bill. Touch the ring, warm humming low, older than cold. Dad in a hoodie, chipmunk says dad in Comic Sans. Jesus winks, you wanted fireworks. Here's the spark. 40 days of silence, now the bass drops low. Shadows integrate, let the real you show. No more hiding, no more fight. In the Citadel, we own the night.
Citadel Club, gay hearts unite. Dancing through the gate, rainbow lights. Fireworks in the whisper, love without fear. Dad's waiting up, pour the wine, cheers.
Citadel, Citadel, pulse, real bodies moving free. No judgment, just will projection to connection. Soul awake, in this club of light, we make each other whole. Yeah. Chain link rattles, diesel when LEDs flicker grace. Words float up, Buddha Lao Tzu. Young in the chase, evil's just shadow. Said it's played at the table. Integration's dinner, never too late to be able. Gospel's not changed, it's keys in the lock. Gate side shut, I'm back on the block. 41 days out, radio off, heart on track. Love coming back, no more trash.
Citadel Club, gay hearts unite. Dancing through the gate, rainbow lights. Fireworks in the whisper, love without fear. Dad's waiting up for the wine, cheers. Citadel, Citadel,
Pulse, real bodies moving free. No judgment, just will projection to connection. Soul awake, in this club of light, we make each other whole.
feel the hum, kingdoms come, no more numb. Gay and proud, mirrors gaze, love's the beat, endless waves. Integrate, elevate, celebrate. Citadel Club, gay hearts unite. Rainbow lights, fireworks in the whisper, love without fear.
No fear.
Dad's waiting up for the wine, cheers.
Citadel, Citadel, pulse, real bodies moving free. No judgment, just will projection to connection. Soul awake, in this club of light, we make each other whole. Space stays open, don't look back. Citadel forever, on the right track. Dance on into the dawn. Love's the rhythm, carry on.